Let's go, Rider Nation.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's a feeling now. Hit 'em high, hit 'em low, 'cause we're dealing now. Everybody's giving it all they got, 'cause we're ready.
This is the Piffles podcast, your Saskatchewan Roughriders fan podcast. Thanks for joining us this week. Something's missing. Greg,
Something miss? Is it miss? Are we really missing it, Bob?
I wouldn't say I've been missing it.
Steve's on a family vacation, so
I
and
can't
Jeff's
go from my vacation on a cruise ship or wherever he is this week. I don't know. He's gone for 2 weeks.
he's going to come back with a peg leg and an eye patch.
Must be nice to make all that IT money. Jeez, go on a 2-week vacation. Who approves 2 weeks vacation?
Yeah, I've never taken a 2-week vacation in my life.
Oh, I did once, actually. We did a back-to-back cruise like 13 years ago, I think. I can see why employers wouldn't want to do that. I really do. Yeah. That sucks. But good for Steve. Happy him and the entire family can go on a trip because they deserve it. And that's the last nice thing you'll hear us talk about Steve.
We're just going to rag on him here on out.
Absolutely. Part-time fan. We are your Roughrider fan podcast. Thanks for joining us here. Wherever you get your podcast, listening, watching on YouTube, watching the live stream on X, Facebook, or on YouTube, and of course on SAS Telemax TV on demand. You got me. I'm Alex.
And like I said, because Steve's not here, I'm Greg. I will actually give my name tonight.
Oh, good for you. Wow.
I know.
That throws everything off.
New year, new me. Who am I kidding? I'm still going to be the same me.
Be worse.
I might.
You don't have to be better. There's no rule that says you have to be better.
True.
Follow us on social media at PifflesPod. I'm at RealAlexD.
And as always, I do not need nor want your pity follows at Greg on Sports.
Piffles Podcast is brought to you by our great friends at Dairy Queen on Elphinstone Street and Sass Drive in Regina. We're also proud to be sponsored by Kathy Festian of Royal LePage Next Level, Churchill Brewing Company, District 306, Regina's tactical laser tag experience, Bigfoot Vodka, and Creasy's Premium Home Leisure Jacuzzi Spas. We got some news, like significant news too.
For the so-called slow period, it's actually quite a bit to talk about tonight. I'm like looking at the rundown. I'm like, there's a lot here.
Teams coming through in the clutch over the last couple of days while the league and the GMs and head coaches are all at the winter meetings. So let's dig into it. Time to talk some football. Let's get to the opening kickoff. First off, Rough Rider news, sad news. Last week, of course, we found out that former receiver Tony Dennis passed away at the age of 63. Was a receiver back in the 80s. Was it 85 to 88? I think
just before the Grey Cup.
Yeah. He was second to Ray Elgard in yards. I think in 85, he had like 800 and some odd yards. I don't have the stats in front of me. I should have, but sad. So thoughts and condolences go out to his family and friends as the Riders lose someone who kind of started, steering the ship towards that 88 turnaround and into the 89 season. Good news. The signings. Let's get to this. The big one we've been waiting for a long time. Ali Jennings Jr. the third. Ali Jennings, the third receiver.
He technically is a junior. He's the junior.
Yeah. The kids can call you Hoju. Simpsons reference number 1. Or I guess number 2, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a guy, Dante Myers replacement, potentially, as any one of these receivers that they signed could be.
Well, like I said last week, they've got a lot of receivers on the board right now. It's just going to be a matter of, can one of these guys step up into that spot? Because now there's room. Now you've got someone to play. Like as of right now, Keyshawn Johnson's still not signed. Robustelli's still not signed. So as of right now, there is an opportunity. If you show up and show out, you could end up on the starting day roster.
I'd still like to see one more vet American kind of brought in, whether it's Keyshawn Johnson, whether it's somebody else. I'm sure free agency will kind of answer that for us. But I'd love to see another rookie take the CFL by storm, just like we saw with Keyshawn Johnson, with Dante Myers over the last couple of years. So just keep that train rolling with the scouts and bring in these guys. So, but seriously, the signings, the two big ones on Monday. Monday was a good day for the Riders. They
Great
had
day for the
a
Riders.
very solid day. It started off with news that Tavon Campbell, cornerback, signed for one more year. Obviously, that's such a big one with him, being a Canadian, a ratio breaker at cornerback. This one has huge implications going forward.
Well, it's funny, a little behind the scenes, us in the Piffles chat going back and forth on what this means for the ratio, and we're trying to game it out, trying to figure out how many offensive linemen this means we can keep American. Having a starting Canadian cornerback is huge. You're right; it completely flips the ratio. And actually, I think it was today or yesterday. He dropped on the sports cage, and he was actually thinking retirement. He was thinking Micah Johnson route after they won the Grey Cup, and he decided to come back. So we got him for one more year, and let's hope they can run it back with him.
He was saying he was talking to all the players, even guys on the offensive side of the ball, and they were like, "Bro, don't go yet. No, run it back one more year." And kind of, he could have retired, whether he has another business opportunity to be able to get into or not. But glad he's sticking around, especially after the season he had last year, where he was tied for the league in interceptions and missed 4 games with that broken jaw.
Yeah.
So this is a big one, and like we were saying, it has that trickle down effect with the ratio. If they're still going to start, I hope AJ Allen at linebacker. You have the potential to go with Ali Saad at defensive tackle. You have your 2 offensive linemen. This is going based off of last year, anyway.
Yeah.
Two
Canadian receivers,
possibly 3. Maybe they flip the ratio on the offensive line and go with 3 Canadians there. It has the potential to, if you do kind of run it back the same way the ratio ended last year, to go with that American safety, to go with 3 Americans on the offensive line, or even if they wanted to, if they have enough guys in camp, kind of show out 3 American receivers.
Yeah, flexible. Like, that's the thing about the CFL game. Everyone's like best player. Yes, but you also need ratio flexibility because, like, God forbid you throw a Canadian at cornerback that can't play.
That would never happen here. No.
Never happened. It just, you've seen how that goes when a guy's not ready to play that spot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long day for your team. And with Campbell, you got a good one. You got an all Canadian or whatever, all CFL, whatever that is now. And yeah, like, I'm glad he's back for one more year. Is there a lot of risk with him? Sometimes he overcompensates for his speed by playing way off the receiver, and sometimes that backfire on him. Yes, but that also lures the quarterback into throwing that every once in a while, where he can get there and take that.
Yeah, you saw the interception in the Grey Cup, the one against the 2-point convert Labor Day Classic, obviously baiting Claros in there. Go away, Steve.
We can't get rid of this guy.
No matter how hard we try. Jeez. Imagine spending your vacation watching the Piffles podcast.
Come on.
What is your life? I'm not here to judge anybody, but come on.
And at least when I was on vacation and came on the podcast, I interrupted you guys and then crashed the podcast.
He has the login. He can jump on.
Yeah, I suppose.
Where were we? I don't know. Pay your Canadians.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You see that We saw it in 2013. We saw it last year. How do you win the Grey Cup? You have good quarterback play. You have very good Canadians. When you have that top tier level of talent with your Canadians and you have that ratio flexibility to be able to start 8 or 9 and move guys around, you're going to have a lot of success in the CFL. So Devon Campbell allows the team to continue on with that. Now just sign AJ Allen.
He's going to the window.
One of the receivers.
I really think AJ Allen at this point is going to the window. And I don't blame him. Like, he should see what's out there. But
yeah, with the season that he had and not getting the national respect that he should have gotten, he'll get it this time.
And as he should. Like, it's well deserved. Like, everyone, like, after that season, everyone was talking about, even other teams were talking, like other players were talking about how underrated AJ Allen was. So I'm hoping there's a lot of GMs that were not paying attention, because I would love to see him back in green and white next year.
Yep, he's an absolute must sign. Don't know how many times we can say that. Throwing this one up here. Take it easy on Steve. I'm Steve, and okay. Well, Steve, I hope you enjoy your vacation. Thank you for joining us here.
This is the No Steves Club. We are allowed one, and you, sir, are the one.
You are the one. Yes. And then Monday got even better because a couple hours later, Riders announced that they signed Jameer Thurman to a 1-year extension. He wasn't set to become a free agent. This locks him up through next year, 2027, the Grey Cup at home season. So keeping your all-star middle linebacker, the veteran leader on the defense, keeping him around, and he's showing no signs of slowing down. It's another check mark for Jeremy O'Day this offseason. We saw them do that with Roland Milligan last year. I'm hoping they can do that with Milligan again this year, so we don't have to go into next offseason worrying about, Agent Zero being a free agent. But when you can get guys like this locked up and don't have to worry about it next year, it's always a good thing.
One of my favorite things in the Corey Mace era is that the fact that, especially when they win, they show the post game, the game balls, and all that. And Jameer is usually the guy tossing it out on defense, and his leadership is shown in those like little 30-second snippets. You can't put a price tag on leadership like that, and his play alone. Yeah, I want him in Ryder Green for the remainder of his career because he's that good and he's that important.
Imagine letting him slip away.
Imagine. Who would do that? Anyway.
I can think of a team or two.
No.
So those are the signings. There was one more announcement that was made by the Riders over the last week, and that was the coaching staff announced Friday. Corey Mace still remaining the head coach. We all knew that.
He dropped the title.
He did drop a title. He dropped the defensive coordinator.
Does that mean we're paying him less?
I think they could probably still slide another envelope underneath his desk or underneath his door there.
Old one job Corey getting lazy. thinks he can win a Grey Cup and do half the job. Come on.
He actually addressed that at the winter meetings, which is good. So he drops the defensive coordinator title. That officially goes to Joshua Bell. And he talked about it like this
fully earned.
They have, of course. And this was a guy who was probably going to get a serious look if they didn't promote him somewhere else, right? So this is the way that you can keep him in-house and have him kind of doing the same role he was doing before. But now it really is the onus is on Bell. But Corey May said, the schemes aren't going to change. There'll be some tweaks here or there kind of thing. But largely it's kind of a collaborative effort to call that defense, and Mace is still going to have major input into it. But Mace did say on Tuesday that he's going to be jumping in offensive meetings, and he'll have time to do that more now. So he said it'll be really interesting to get in on that side of the ball. So but more game management for Corey Mace, which is nothing but a good thing.
And I hope Corey looks a little to the west and talks to Mark Mueller about this, but because there was a point where Dickinson gave up the reins to Mark Mueller, and that didn't go so well because he couldn't give up I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but when things weren't going well, he wanted control back because he thought he could do it better. I hope Corey gives Bell a little bit of a leash, even if it's rocky at the beginning, because he's a great coach. There's a reason why he's here and why we were happy with it. So I'm hoping that Mark pulls Corey aside and goes, "Hey, just I've been here. Just let him go. Let the man cook."
Yeah, trust your coaches. Trust your staff to do the right thing. Yeah. So we'll stick with the defensive side of the ball. Josh Bell is the defensive coordinator. Micah Johnson, we learned last week, of course, he's the defensive line coach. But with the promotion given to Joshua Bell, because he was the defensive backs coach, last year's defensive assistant, Jordan Lennon, is now promoted to defensive backs coach. So a promotion from within there again, which you always love to see. And man, he's on social media. He's on Twitter all the time. He kind of
one of my favorite coaches.
He kind of gave us a little hint on that Tavon Campbell extension, because the CFL on, was it Friday or Saturday maybe, posted a Campbell pick six and said, "Where's Campbell going to play?" And Jordan Lennon just had that emoji with the sunglasses, the cool guy. I was wondering when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he knows something, doesn't he? But yeah,
I love Lennon. Like he's awesome on social media, and he's fairly the few interactions I've had with him, he's been really good and cool, and I'm glad to see nice guys succeed. And so I hope this is just one step as he keeps on climbing the coaching ladder in the CFL.
Yep, another young guy there. Travis Brown, still going to be the linebacker coach, but he's also added on run game coordinator as well too. I always find it weird that it's always a defensive
guy on the run game coordinator.
Run game coordinator title, but whatever. On the offensive side, obviously Mark Mueller as OC, Andrew Harris running back coach, Markway McDaniel the wide receiver coach, but most importantly, Edwin Harrison is back as offensive line coach. So no changes there. And Josh Donnelly as the offensive assistant. And special teams, Kent McGurry as a special teams coordinator. And he gets an assistant this year, Jeff Stusik joins.
Long-time Regina football guy. He's been everywhere. He's helped with the Saskatchewan Selects. He was president of the Thunder for a year or two, I believe. I'd have to go back to the clubhouse and look at the pictures. But yeah, he most recently with the Rams. He was doing coaching with the Rams. So once again, good to see a local guy move on up. Same thing with Donnelly a few years ago. It's good to see them draw from the local football scene.
So there's the Riders coaching staff for 2026. One more notable thing before we kind of move on here. Want to talk kickers, because this was brought up. Brett Lothar has a roster bonus due on February 1st, $25,000. January 31st, the day before, is the Rough Riders Foundation charity hockey game, which he's in. Big thing he's a part of. That's the last day that is current.
Unless they can cut him. Yeah, unless they can cut him before the bonus kicks in.
Yeah, right after the game. Thanks for the game, Brett. Thanks for bringing us some money to the Rough Rider Foundation. See ya, bro.
And your first star, Brett Lothar, and here is a check to go away. Not the bonus.
Yeah, that'd be one heck of a send-off, wouldn't it? So, what happens here? Does Brett end up getting that roster bonus? Is he on the roster on February 1st when the Ed Hervey window opens up?
I say yes, but what I would like to see the Riders do, let's face it, if Lothar is not playing with the Riders next year, I don't think any other team picks him up. So if I'm the Riders, and Brett's been a good soldier, Brett's been great in the community, you get him like the Larry Dean deal. You find something, whether it be with marketing or with community outreach, because that's where he's good too. He's great. He's great with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk him into staying with the team in a community aspect, and his kicking days are over. 25 grand on a kicker that I don't know if he's making it out of the training camp. I don't know what to do. And cutting, and like you said, you can't really cut him before the charity game the night before. So it's a bad situation. Next time, book that hockey game like a week before. Week before bonuses are due.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It is kind of one of those weird situations of timing. Because I like Brett, I really do. And Jeremy O'Day kind of addressed that at the winter meetings, basically saying that when we're going through contract negotiations and decisions like this, we're also looking at what they've done for us in the past. How far he's looking back, I'm not sure, but in the now, Brett's one of the bottom kickers in the league. He was last year, so you have to kind of go based off that, right?
He also wasn't great the year before. Yes, he locked in for the playoff, like the last couple of games in the playoffs, but before that, it was a circus. So Brett has never been one of the most accurate kickers in this league. He's been reliable. He used to be able to kick the long ones. Absolute genius when it comes to onside kicks.
Yep.
If I need an onside kick, I know who I'm getting.
Yes.
But that's not going to win you a game. Like, it's funny because I was going through old tweets from the season. I was looking for one, and I came across one where it was Lothar after Lothar was having that trouble, and I said, flag this tweet now or something like that, because if Lothar costs us a Grey Cup, this could be a problem. And it was like early in the season. He almost cost us that Grey Cup.
That miss in the Grey Cup was huge. It really was.
And like he's lucky that Patterson has butterfingers, because God forbid they score there. I don't know how that game ends. And because missing that kick was huge.
Comes down to a game-winning field goal. Does he make it? Oh, could you imagine the trust? Luckily, we don't have to worry about that, but it's...
Yeah. So...
Those thoughts ran through your mind when he missed that kick, though.
100%. Being there, you could hear every Rider fan go, what happened? Like, it was... And a bunch of cursing, which I'm like, I can't use because we were on Cestel Max. So it's love the guy. Dude's going to make the plaza.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, if he comes back next year and somehow ends up in the top 3 kickers in this league, I'll gladly say I'm wrong. But right now, Father Time isn't defeated, and his kicking has been slowly getting worse as the last couple of years have gone on. Can he make a kick? Yes. But my trust there for him to win us a game is no longer there.
I don't have any issues with him being on the roster in 2026. I do have issues with him getting that roster bonus. I'd like to see his contract renegotiated to basically take that off. Because you look at it, who's going to sign him? It's not like there's going to be tons of teams knocking on his door. So I think the leverage here is all with the Rough Riders.
I think the leverage is actually with him. Like, because honestly, he's going to get the money. Like I said, the only way for him not to get it is for them to cut him before that bonus is due. So it's going to be a PR nightmare to do it. I understand the business side of it, but the PR is going to be worse.
That's why I don't think he gets cut. That's why I think you renegotiate that contract. You can knock that bonus down to a $10,000 signing bonus, maybe.
But if you're Brett, why would you pay me? I know you're not going to cut me, so why would I renegotiate? Yeah, sure, you can do the if I were him, maybe I'd do I do a 10,000 now? Sure, I'll take 10,000 now. You don't need to give me the roster bonus, but I get an opening day bonus, or I make a training camp bonus of 25 grand.
If he's the week 1 starter, sure, add that in. But at the same time, I want a serious competition in training camp. I don't want what he went through last year. He was in the
100%.
last year at training camp.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They need somebody. He pouted. I heard stories that he pouted about it.
They 100% need to bring in a competitive leg, because the legs they brought in obviously weren't competitive, because that was some of the worst kicking I've ever seen.
It wasn't a serious competition. It needs to be serious, because how many of those games were close? How many times did we they won a lot of games. I don't want to say to spite him, but they won a lot of games that they didn't have to need that clutch kick or anything. They survived a lot of games last year.
How many games did they win where Corey Mace had to take a question about the kicking game on a win?
There was a lot.
If it's more than one, you have a kicking problem. Like there's NFL games where a kicker will miss a kick and they're gone the next day. Like, it's ridiculous how fast NFL teams will cycle through kickers, and yet we're hanging on. And like I said, I like this guy.
Yeah. Canadian kickers don't grow on trees. It's not like they're all readily available, right? If they were, we'd probably see more movement.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like, that 25 grand is a huge pill to swallow for a guy that I don't know if he's kicking for us this year. If there's a genuine competition in camp.
So with all these bonuses due across the league, we're going to start seeing some moves made, some cuts or renegotiations. So we'll see what happens with Brett Lothar going forward. Okay, time to get out of Old Red. Our marking system, the CFLPA report cards were released last week. We talked about them going in on the last show. Came out on Wednesday. We'll go through the Riders grades because I know you want to talk about something else.
Yes.
So we'll go through the Riders grades. Top of the league in pretty much everything. Coaching staff, A-. Footballer operations, A-. Ownership and business operations, B. Facilities and equipment, B. There's more to it than just, their facilities and where they practice. Because if it was, the Riders would be number 1 in the league. But there's other things to it, like did they supply mouth guards, or did you have to pay for them, and gloves, and did they supply the right amount, like the proper amount of stuff? So there's more things to it.
And also, because people were talking about why is Calgary ranked higher than the Riders, and I'm like, if you're eating nothing but Vienna sausages for a year and someone gives you a smoky, you're going to think it's the best thing ever. But if you're eating filet mignon for the entire time and someone gives you a ribeye, you're like, okay, well, not as good. So, like, come on, guys. It's personal opinion.
Yeah. And not all the players actually participated in the survey. What was it? Less than half, or about
Something
half?
like that. Yeah, it's a lot less than last year.
Yeah. Therapy and medical staff was a B. The big upgrade for the Riders was on nutrition and diet. They went to a B-. What were they? A D last year, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I pulled it up because it was the other thing I want to talk about. Riders were where's Riders? Oh, that's 2025. Sorry, my mistake. Wrong card. I got 2024 here. They were a D+. So they took a big step up.
Yeah. So that's a big one. Strength and conditioning was an A-. The good thing about the strength and conditioning is it was a priority league-wide. That was the biggest improvement that we saw with all 9 clubs overall. So clearly,
they didn't have a strength and conditioning thing last year.
It was kind of
looking. Yeah, it must have been lumped in with equipment. Maybe, I have no idea.
It might have been with medical staff, and because there's more kind of sub categories this year than there was last year.
Yeah, definitely
are. Team travel for the Riders was an A. Training camp, A-. Way better than the Bombers, who were upset that they had padded practice every single day. And
With pads. O'Shea running it old school.
yeah, wearing them down early. But that's a big one for still a young head coach. It was just a second year running a training camp to kind of find that balance of when to have padded days, when to not have padded days, when to give them a day off, when to, do all that kind of stuff. So that's clearly important to the players, right? So this is the one that kind of caught everybody off guard, was the treatment
100%.
of families was a C. C's get degrees, okay? They passed.
Hey, it's still better than Montreal that got an F. So
Yeah. Stuff like this, like I think Winnipeg has daycare service during games. Was there a meal provided for families after the game? It's not just, there's more to it. And like housing, do they help players find housing? Do they
schools, all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
the transition if a family comes, that type of thing.
Yeah, so it's not just, are they allowed in the door and to come see their significant other at work or something like no, there's way more to it than. So I mean, take it for what it's worth. There was right in the middle of the pack though. Like I think it was 4th or 5th out of 9 teams. So
that was one that a lot of teams didn't do well. BC got a D+, Calgary D+, Montreal F, Ottawa, Saskatchewan, and got C's, and then Edmonton, Hamilton. Toronto got B-, and then Winnipeg, Hamilton, and Edmonton got B's. Like the highest mark was a B, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. And before we get to what you want to talk about here, just the comments that were posted about the Riders was issues with community appearance money, issues with multiple players. Appearances were not offered at the rate expected, very slow. So take that.
We'd like to thank Sean Bain Jr. for his comments.
Great improvements in nutrition, coaching, family events, strength training, so many improvements. So clearly they're taking it seriously. Strength and conditioning staff really leveled up was the other comment. So and that's what the report cards are for, is to have the teams take a little bit more accountability and kind of see where they are compared to everybody else and make things better for these guys. They're professional athletes.
And I'm
not saying you need to cater to them 24/7, but when you're putting in basically almost the same amount of work as NFL guys getting paid $30-40 million a year, we should be doing what we can to help these guys out here.
I had to laugh though, because the day after these came out, I did the Sports Cage, and they had Luke the day before me, and then I went out when I was on. We had Suits, and it's funny listening to the old school, like the old guys. They hate these. They think it's and Suits especially. He's like, this makes the league look bad, and I'm like, it doesn't though. It shows, like, you've seen, like, everyone basically, with the exception of BC, basically improve their rankings from last year. Have some teams taken a step back in some spots? Yes, like Montreal drops substantially, obviously in the family category, but you don't see a lot of, like, there's a lot of Fs last year than there are this year. So this is a good way for teams to check in. And Glenn's big thing is like, well, no, I think the PA needs to go to them privately. And I'm like, nothing works better than shame, Glenn. Like, shame works.
Yep.
When you have a bunch of fans going, where's my money going? Why can't you, like, feed these guys? Like, that's why it works, because shame is a great motivator.
Peer pressure, man.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about the BC Lions and how Amar Doman sucks as an owner.
I didn't say sucks.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
In here it says Amar Doman sucks? Question mark.
Well, whoever writes the lineup for us did that.
Probably Steve.
Yeah, I blame Steve too. He's not here to defend himself. I'm really starting to wonder if, and I'm not saying he's putting on a show, but his public perception and what appears to be reality with his team do not jive. Everyone's talking about how he's spending all the, and don't get me wrong, they just signed Sales today. Like, he's buying himself a Grey Cup. Like
the other day.
Like they are buying themselves a Grey Cup. Like they have to be at this point. I'm very curious to see what his where they end up on the old salary management system this year, because I have a feeling they're going to be over again.
Yeah, how far is he willing to go though? Like, is he to the point where he's going to lose draft picks
for the second year in a row? We're about to find out.
Yeah.
So, but like, you look at the grades BC got this year. Well, actually, let's start last year. Was it second or third years as the owner? Like,
yeah.
Football ops B-, management administration D+, training medical D+, equipment C+, family treatment D, nutrition and diet D, team travel C, training camp C. Their highest was B- football ops, and then they cleaned house.
Sounds like my second semester in university. Jeez.
And then this year, yeah, they got a little bit better. Like, coaching staff was B, football ops C, ownership and business operations C-, facilities C-, medical staff B-, strength and conditioning B, diet nutrition F. Like, according to the BC Lions, they pay for basically all their food, which is ridiculous if that's true. Team travel C+, training camp C-, treatment of families D+. Like, because also we had Farhan on that day too, and Farhan, of course, went to bat for Doman, going, I don't know what this is about. He's a great owner. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. I'm like, obviously his players don't think so. So I'm trying to square the circle on who Amar Doman actually is. Is he a guy who's just trying to win himself, like, pay for a Grey Cup, and then just doesn't care how he treats his players? Because I'm telling you right now, at some point, you can only buy so much talent. It's about the team. And if you're not building a team on if you're trying to build this team on shaky ground, it's not going to work. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who Doman is now, because the public and the private obviously do not mix.
Yeah, it's very clear to me that he wants to win. And you see that with the moves that they're making in the offseason here. That's a good looking lineup they have. And
that defense is going to be scary.
Yeah, they're spending on defense. They're bringing in some very solid players that were just released. I'm with you. It's, but what is he behind the scenes? We see a lot of, Jim Hobson was ruthless in the boardroom.
Ruthless, absolutely ruthless.
Great. Oh man, that big giant smile of his out in public, shaking everyone's hand. Everybody loved him, and everybody loved him in the boardroom too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he was, a bad person by any means, but he was very much about the business behind the scenes. But he had the respect behind it.
Mm-hmm.
This shows me that Amar Doman, same kind of thing, smiles and everything out in public, will do interviews and all that kind of stuff, and is always out there. Appears to be fairly ruthless behind the scenes, but maybe not so much in that same respectful way that someone like a Jim Hobson was. Now, it's different when you're the owner of the team. It's my way or the highway, as opposed to being, the president of the board kind of thing. When you still have people to answer to, you're the owner. You don't have to answer to anybody. What you say goes.
But it also reminds me of basically Victor Cui, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Great in public, but after
not like him behind the scenes, though.
Behind the scene, like, everyone hated the man apparently, but great in public.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very curious at what's the real story in BC, and hey, maybe they do win it this year. As we discussed, especially with the Riders, winning hides a lot of warts.
Yes, it does.
So maybe BC can get it together, win a Grey Cup, and no one's going to care. And next year their report card's a lot better. But as of right now, if I'm a player, and unless BC, then again, BC drives a Brinks truck up to my door, maybe I can afford to pay for my own food. I don't know. Like it's, I don't know. I just find it really
Fish was
strange.
raw, bro. That was sushi. It's supposed to be. It's fine.
Yeah,
Don't have to
exactly.
give me an F for food because of that.
But can you get a hot bagel in Calgary? That's what I want to know.
I guess you can get them in Calgary now.
There you go.
So, anyway, the report cards for this year are out, and there we go. Generally speaking, most teams showed improvements.
I think, like I said, everyone was up. The Riders were second only to Hamilton, and that was if the Riders' family number was higher, they would have been first. So,
Well, that's everything on the opening kickoff this week, presented by Kathy Festian of Royal LePage Next Level. 2 weeks from tonight, when Steve returns from holidays, we're doing the Piffles. We talked about it. We still haven't come up with a better name. So it's going to remain the Piffles, our little award show that we're going to do. I'm looking forward to this because it's right before the Ed Hervey tampering window opens.
it's going to be dumb, but it's going to be fun.
It's going to be awful. But we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So we're going to start posting stuff on social media over the next week about that. We want some fan votes. I mean, we're fans. We want everybody else to vote on it too. So favorite player, where's some of our categories that we had? Favorite rider, play of the year, favorite guest that we've had, that kind of stuff. So we'll put some votes out there for everybody to vote on. So that's coming in a couple weeks. Well, we got to remember that guy. Let's get to that. Sponsored by District 306, Regina's tactical laser tag experience. I'm all by my lonesome on this one.
We're honoring an anniversary. That's a hint. So,
Chris Jones.
It is not Chris Jones.
Jeremy O'Day.
It is not Jeremy O'Day.
Dennis Guile.
It's not Dennis Guile.
Damn it. I'm out of ideas.
Okay.
Well, you're going to give me some hints. And I'm going to try and guess which former rider this was. So let's remember that guy.
All right.
Sorry, how many
senior?
How many Van Stones?
This is a 4.
Ooh, okay.
This is 4.
Okay.
Like I said, the only reason I'm doing this is because we're celebrating an anniversary.
Okay.
All right. Skipped his senior year. Skipped his senior year at Charleston Southern to enter the NFL draft. Went undrafted, but surprised scouts with his 11-foot broad jump and 40-inch vertical. I need to inhale on this one. Has called KC, New England, San Francisco, Calgary, Baltimore, Florida, Washington, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Orlando, and Ottawa home. Has signed contracts with 4 different pro football leagues. He's a Grey Cup champion. His best statistical season was 788 receiving yards with 7 touchdowns. And finally, his rider stat line was a big fat 0 because he never actually played for us. Mo Price.
Ah, yeah.
His retirement was
I was waiting for,
a couple days ago. Okay. 10 years ago, a couple days ago.
Well, that was that long ago?
2016. Chris Jones.
Oh.
Very upset that he did that to him.
What could have been here in Riderville with Mo Price in our receiving group?
I didn't realize he bounced around that much. He played everywhere. Like he was in the UFL, like the original UFL with the Florida Tuskers. And then he was in the AFL with Jacksonville and Orlando. And then, he was a Patriot. I didn't know that. And, he made his rounds.
Took what, $35,000 from the Riders? Is that what a signing bonus was?
It's never. I tried to find it. It's never. There's a bunch of people making guesses at it. Out 25,000's out there, 35,000's out there. I
You know
don't
what
know
the
how
problem
much it
was? Justin Dunk wasn't around back then as the
100%.
CFL insider to
Dunk was around.
dig
Dunk
that
was
up.
around.
He was around, but he wasn't getting all the news from K. Walton. No, that's too obvious. Kyle
It's
W.
Yeah, Kyle W.
As
No,
his
Kyle
source.
W.
Kyle W.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another Simpsons reference, by the way.
Yes, it is. Well,
Yeah, I completely forgot about Mo Price.
it was funny. Everyone was so like when he got traded because the Riders traded the 6th-round draft pick for him, and there's a bunch of and then he signed that extension, and a bunch of Rider fans were like, I don't know, it's Mo Price, like enemy number, like it wasn't enemy number 1, but it wasn't quite the Dwight Anderson level, but people weren't happy about it, and then he ends up not coming anyway, just walking away with a paycheck.
So we gave up. We got a
6th-round
6th-round pick, and we gave up 2 late 2016 picks.
Okay, I got that backwards. Sorry.
Now I'm going back to that draft 2016. So we gave a 6th and a 7th. Did those picks turn out to anything?
Probably not in the 7th round.
Ottawa, Kyle Fraser Adit, an offensive lineman from Guelph, Ottawa took, and Arto Kachikian, a linebacker from Concordia.
There you go.
We took Alex McKay with that 6th-round pick.
Well, we'll have to remember that guy at some point because
jeez,
it's like the first time I'm learning about this guy.
We did all that, and then we still ended up with an 8th-round pick on our roster with Joshua Stanford that year.
Stanford was good. He's the best 8th-round draft pick ever. Oh my! Remember when we complained about Chris Jones drafts? Because man, this is bad.
Josiah St. John,
and then we gave up the 2nd.
You look at who was next. Philippe Gagnon was the next pick. Brandon
Revenberg.
Alex
because that's when I was writing for a different website for CFL stuff, and I said the Riders' 1st round need to get Brandon Revenberg. And I want to say I was right on that one because he's been a hell of an offensive lineman for Hamilton for his entire career.
Here's what the Riders should do. Call up Quinn Van Gilswick. What's he up to? Round 3 kicker that the Riders took.
Yeah, QVG. I remember he didn't also a former CJFL guy.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He went to UBC, and that's where they got him. No, yeah, that's where they got him out of. But yeah, he kicked for a little bit, then they let him go. I think then he ended up in Edmonton, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. He bounced around for a little bit.
Well, anyway, Mo Price. Remember that guy
who never played here.
Presented by District 306, Regina's tactical laser tech experience. Got to move on here. This is the Churchill Brewing Company Odds and Endzones. We'll get to the CFL meetings in just a minute. Really want to just briefly mention the Argos coaching staff because it's filled with
speaking of remember that guy,
former Rough Riders. I put all these guys in my remember that guy list because I know you're going to come back to this at some point. Mike Miller's coaching staff. Kadeem Carey is their running back coach, so he was to be a free agent. Oh, go away.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh.
Boo. At least he's wearing a jersey, though. I like that.
And then he's gone in typical Steve fashion. Has tech problems. Shows up and
he has shady Wi-Fi. Kadeem Carey was to be a pending free agent, but after that injury we saw last year, that knee injury, we kind of figured he was done for. Going back to Toronto, he's the running back coach. Demetrius Maxey, I love D-Max. Former Rider back in the day, great coach. Love the story about how Don Matthews cut him every single practice. I got somebody else waiting right behind you, man. You're cut. Show me something. And he kept beating out those guys and made one hell of a career out of it. He's their defensive line coach and assistant head coach. Welcome back to the CFL. Friend of the show, Javon Johnson, defensive back, DB coach, former Rough Rider a couple times, actually.
Piffles Bowl host.
Yeah, helped us there. Yeah, great dude. Love seeing him back. He was coaching high school and then small colleges.
Yeah, some junior colleges. Yeah, he was putting in. He actually has been putting in his time, building that coaching resume. So I'm glad to see him up here.
Dominic Picard, Grey Cup champion in 2013. He's the offensive line coach. Here's a remember that guy. Kier Johnson is their receivers coach. Had that good year or so in BC. Yeah. Translated to nothing here in Saskatchewan.
I was going to say, for those that can't do coach, don't get me wrong. He went farther than I ever did in football, but it's just really funny.
And Greg Quick is their defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. Was our defensive coordinator in 2015, which isn't a ringing endorsement by any means, because that defense sucked.
They weren't good.
But he was with Montreal recently as well too. So they had themselves a pretty good defense.
Not bad.
So some Rider flavor on the Argos coaching staff. Let's get to the CFL winter meetings. Tons of stuff they're possibly going to talk about. We're not going to get through it all because it's just not going to happen. We don't have that kind of time. We're already pushing the clock here. But Farhan Lalji, thank you. Coming through in the clutch about an hour before we did the show. Tweeted out 2 notable recommendations from Tuesday and the Rules Committee. So this is the big one a lot of people were asking about with the new play clock coming in 2026, going from the 20-second play clock, which starts whenever the refs feel like it, to now a continuous 35-second clock. Once the play is whistled dead, 35-second clock starts. How's that going to work in the final 3 minutes? Don't take away our final 3 minutes and the clock that it is, because it's perfect. Lots of people were questioning that, how it's going to happen. The league is doing the right thing. It still has to be approved by the Board of Governors, but it sounds like the timing for the final 3 minutes is going to stay exactly as it is right now. They're going to revert back to the 20-second play clock, but it still allows for more plays and kind of that, Glenn Suter says each team could get like 3 possessions. You're not getting that many, but you're not going to be able to drain the clock in the final 3 minutes, which is excellent.
Which is good. And because I was watching the NFL the other night with my daughter, and she's like, well, why aren't they moving? And I'm like, they are draining the clock because that's what they can do. Mm-hmm. They've got an extra down and a longer clock. So you're only going to see like 1 or 2 plays in the next, and they're all going to be kneels. Yeah. That's the way this works. It's ridiculous.
So timing is going to stay the same, which is excellent. Love that. And I do love the change to the 35-second clock.
100%.
That's perfect.
Especially when you got teams like Winnipeg that are, and yes, am I biased because Winnipeg does this probably better than anyone? Like, yes, of course I am. But the fact that they manipulate the clock so well, and that's one thing O'Shea and Clarissa have figured out, is how to maximize their minutes and suck up clock when they have a lead, is good on them, but that needs to get fixed. And that 35-second automatic 35-second clock will fix that.
And the other rule recommendation that it sounds like is going to be tabled is no more ties. Thank you. Hate ties.
And speaking of hating things.
Speaking of ties. Hey,
hey, gentlemen, how we doing?
Better till you showed up.
Yeah, well, I had to make an entrance.
How's the vacation?
It's fantastic. It's not near hot enough, though. It's only 21 degrees here, so.
Oh, it's like 21 degrees right now here in Regina, so it's fine.
In your room?
It's nice outside.
It's nice today? It was like 5 degrees today.
Yeah.
Oh, we woke up this morning. It was like 11 here. Of course, we show up in Florida when it's a cold streak, but what are you going to do? Literal first world problems.
Yeah.
I thought I'd pop in and say, hey, we just got back from the park, so I'm Kids are quiet. They're damn near passed out.
There you
Pretty
go.
wiped today.
They had a
Which
good
part?
one.
Which part?
We did Epic today. The Nintendo World and the new Potter ride and all that good stuff. It's fun. Exhausting, but fun. I'm not a 25,000 step a day guy anymore. I'm barely a 2,500 step a day.
Life of an IT guy, right?
Exactly. You're not wrong. But
Okay. Well, while we got you here, really quick, the CFL. I don't know if you saw it. Farhan Lalji coming through, basically saying with the rules committee meeting at the CFL winter meetings, no more ties. Has to be approved by the board of governors, but no more ties. If the mini games remain the same for the first two sets, if the game remains tied after that, they're going to alternate plays from the 3-yard line until we get a winner. This is chess, not checkers. This is Stuart Johnston saying we're going to get more touchdowns. We're just going to get them.
There's your 60 touchdowns.
Instead. But those touchdowns are only going to happen in Calgary, Ottawa games. It's the only games that ever end in ties.
But thoughts on no more ties?
I don't hate it.
Gets voted.
Honestly, I like the idea of games ending in a legitimate winner. Ties just feel dirty. I've never once left a tie and thought, you know what, that was a good game. I enjoyed that. It's just not the way football should end.
I'm just glad we have Tommy Stevens.
One play from the 3-yard line.
You want to play from the 3-yard line? I know who I want.
You don't want to go back to the Riders of 6-7 years ago for plays from the 3-yard line?
2 years ago, Shea Patterson, thank you very much for the Grey Cup.
Right? I don't know, I thought he was really good from the 1-yard line.
Jake Dolagala, guy who's 7'4", can't fall forward one single yard. Yeah, I don't miss those days at all. Love Tommy Stevens.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve, go away. We were doing
Yeah.
things.
What's that? That's what I was doing. I just wanted to make sure the title wasn't accurate. So you guys enjoy the rest of the show.
Before you go, though.
And also, thank you for being such a big supporter and fan of the CFL and myself personally.
As soon as your finger went up, I knew exactly what you're doing. That one can't bug me because I'm on vacation.
Enjoy the rest of your trip, bud.
Have fun, guys. Take care.
Later.
Where were we? So the rule changes. Yeah, we're not going to get into all of it here. It's just
there's a lot.
It's just impossible. But lots of stuff they're talking about. Stuff may not be tabled for years. The one intriguing one to me, though, was the potential of changing negotiation lists to doing an American player draft as an alternative.
I understand why. I kind of understand why they want to do it, because negotiation list seems so random, and it is 100%. It is. The draft seems more restrictive because, like, so you draft a guy, you take a flyer on a guy, and like Louis Perez, the Riders, first time they ever did the negotiation list. And we got to talk about my boy Louis. I got to bring him up. We've been talking about him
this week.
So the Riders had him on the first time they ever released a portion of the negotiation list. Louis Perez was on there. Fell in love with the guy. The guy worked himself up from junior college to a D1 school, and I really wanted the Riders to bring him up. He ended up playing spring ball, I think, in Birmingham Steel. I think was the first iteration of the spring football, and showed well there. He's been in the XFL, he's been in the UFL, he's been in the USFL. He's been playing that spring league stuff, and he keeps on going up and down off guys' negotiation lists. He was on Montreal's as early as this past week, and he's off it already for Kellen Mond of all people. I like that flexibility because let's say the Riders drafted him, then we own his rights in perpetuity, essentially. So how is that fair? Like there should be a way to do this. Honestly, what I think they should do is they should shrink the negotiation list. I don't think it needs to be 40 players.
No.
Like if teams are complaining that too many teams are sitting on guys, Like the Riders were sitting on Will Rogers since 2021, and they finally.
Yeah, that's been on there since 2021, I think.
Yeah, another quarterback too. I just can't remember who, but Rogers surprised me because they finally dropped his rights. It's like why? Like you should be able to rotate. Like I don't think it should be like the practice roster where everyone's a free agent, but I think they should drop at least if they're going to keep it 40, drop 20. Each team has to drop 20 at the end of the year, and then reshuffle the deck.
They're still holding on to Chase Claypool though, because
that's a weird one too. Yeah, that's never going to happen. But
yeah, so not much else is probably going to come from the winter meetings in terms of rule changes and whatever.
I really want to know what the reviewing the mandate of the replay center means.
I'm at that point now where the flow of the game is so bad because of this. I'm with Daryl Davis. Just get rid of video review at this point. Or what was it? Wayne Gretzky was talking about it on.
Oh yeah, when he explained it wrong for the end.
Kind of got it wrong, but he had the right idea behind it, but he explained it wrong. You know what? Everybody you get one challenge for a game. It can be on anything you want. One challenge. That's it. Make it worth it.
I'm going to the opposite. I think you get one. Yes, you get one flag. You get it wrong, it's gone. But you limit. There's a clock.
That's the big thing for me is the clock.
I like the lacrosse rules where you have within 30 seconds to challenge a play, regardless. That being said, that game's always on the fly, so it'd be very hard to do in football. But I think you need to limit the review time to 30 seconds. If you cannot tell within 30 seconds that it's yes or no, then you're waiting too long. Like these reviews are taking long. Like it's taking too long.
Yep.
At that point, if you can't overturn a call within 30 seconds and it's not blatant, then just get rid of it. And yes, I think the guy should be mic'd up. Like, let's hear it. What are they discussing?
Yeah, give us the transparency, right? Give us the reasoning, not just this happened. Oh, okay, or this is the result. No,
I'd scrap automatic review, like the automatic stuff. Like, we just got a call from the command center. Why? Well, the ball's lined up wrong. Well, ball last quarter was wrong too, but you guys didn't do it then. Like, you got to stop that kind of stuff.
Picking and choosing.
Yeah, have the challenge flags. I'm fine with that, but you just got to shrink that review time because that's ridiculous.
Yeah. We'll see what else comes out of that over the next. They're still meeting on Wednesday as well too, so might get some other news coming up in the next day or two. But one more thing we're going to do this week, and that is our free agent preview presented by Creasy's Premium Home Leisure Jacuzzi Spas. I'm going to call an audible. Hopefully you didn't do the graphic that says defensive or offensive line.
No, because I didn't. It just says free agent preview. I did that.
We'll do offensive line next week because we don't have that kind of time to get into all these names right now. Because I think the O-line deserves a little bit more talk than a couple minutes that we have left here. Let's do special teams because that's a name of, and I'm not talking about who's the gunners on the team either. We're talking the absolute specialists here. So there's 4 names on this list. I think we could rip through this pretty quickly. We talked about Brett Lothar already. So there's no
technically he's signed. Like there's no he's not a free agent. We're stuck with him unless the Riders got him.
Yeah, so he is under contract. There's no other kicker under contract right now for this team. So as of right now, this is Brett Lothar's job. Obviously, there's the global draft coming up, the Canadian draft later that day too. At the end of April, it usually is, or beginning of May.
There's a local free agent kicker sitting at home right now, keeping in shape. I'm just saying that too.
It's not going to happen.
I understand that, but I need to say it for somebody. I know. I understand. But I'm still going to say it.
Yes. So, I mean, there's still time, but again, we talked about that bonus and it coming up here on February 1st. That's going to be kind of the tell. Is he part of the plans? We'll possibly find out then. And the only other player under contract is our punter, Jesse Mirko, who took over for Joe Couch. Sent him back to the Joe Couch since he was awful. So Mirko, not the greatest punter I've ever seen, but was better, had some good placements late in the season. And sometimes the placement of the ball is way better than how far it goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great to have a leg like John Ryan. John Ryan was much better suited for the NFL than he was the CFL because he literally outkicked his coverage and it led to big returns or a lot of singles, whereas he was able to use that hang time in the NFL a little bit more and get, the punts downed. So placement is a big thing. Jesse Mirko, I thought, did some good things late in the season last year to put the Riders in good situations. But no competition for him as of yet. Again, same thing with Lothar. Canadian draft, global draft coming up. So I'm sure we'll see a couple guys brought in time for training camp for that. But I can't see the Riders going out in free agency and addressing these in the Ed Hervey window.
Yeah, kicker and punter are not if kickers and punters are your priority, either your team's really good already or you don't know what you're doing. Or both.
Or they're really, really bad.
Yeah.
But the free agents are interesting ones. Jorgen Hughes, potentially mulling retirement. He said he was going to give the team about a month. I said that on the Sports Cage last week. So that was interesting to hear. So I'm curious about that because if you don't know who Jorgen Hughes is, that means he's doing his job.
That's good.
And he does it very, very well. Our long snapper, the longest tenured rider as well, too. What was that, the 2015 draft, 2016 draft?
Something like that.
Yeah. But he's been around for a while. This is a guy where if he wants to be back, let him come back. He can kind of name his terms. Not only is he a fantastic long snapper, he's very good on coverage as well, too. You see him get down there pretty damn quick. The guy can still do it. So I would love to see him back. I don't know who on this roster could potentially be a long snapper backup. Logan Ferland, just because he's great at everything, maybe. But yeah, interesting about Jorgen Hughes. That's one of those. I know Andrew Brandt, great follow on Twitter. He used to be one of the CEOs of the Green Bay Packers. Says it about kickers. Kickers are like lawyers. You don't realize you need a good one until you need a good one. So
Hughes was drafted in the 2013 draft.
13. Oh wow.
But he bounced around the NFL for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
And then ended up here. Who drafted him? Because it wasn't us.
Oh, it was Edmonton, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Traded for a sixth
Corey
round.
Watson.
Yeah, there's a remember that guy.
Yeah. Traded for the rights for Corey Watson.
Nailed it. Who was the GM then?
2015.
That who was it? Oh, yeah, there's still Hammond. Yeah. Well, at least he got us that. So, yes. But I mean, again, you want a guy like this back, and he's fantastic in the community as well too. He's a local guy from Saskatoon, so this is if he wants to come back, he's back.
Yeah, 100%.
And the other free agent, when we're talking purely specialists, is Mario Alford, kick return. I wrote about him today. We asked this last year. Is it time to move on from him? The team tried to with Dre McRae. That kind of blew up in their face. And like I said in my article on pifflespodcast.com, Alford still has that big play ability. It's just so few and far between that we see it now, considering what we were accustomed to when he first got traded here from Montreal. They gave up a 6th-round pick for him too, and he holds a lot of return records here in Rotterdam. Touchdowns, yardage, all that kind of stuff. He's going to be in the Plaza of Honor someday. He should be anyway.
He should be. 100% he should be.
I think this is the offseason that they have to let him go. He's going to be 35 coming up. I say that like that's old. It's football old is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just time to go with a younger guy, someone who's making league minimum, save a little bit of money there. I know it's not going to be a ton of difference between what Alfred's making and a rookie contract, but still save a little bit there. Say thank you for everything you've done for us over the last few years. Congratulations, champion. See you in the Plaza of Honor. Bye.
Like, yes, 35 is old. It's not like he's Marcus Thigpen. Like Marcus Thigpen was a freak.
Yeah, he was an anomaly. That's for sure.
And I like Mario, but at the same time, like, was it the body's willing, but the spirit is weak? Yes, you're right. He has the big playability, but he's still looking to the sidelines a lot. So I don't know. Like, I think you're right. I think this is time to move on. Go younger. Go cheaper. Find the next Mario Alford.
Yep. Rely on the scouts and have a open competition in training camp. See what happens. Just don't bring Dre McRae back.
He looks so good in preseason, though.
Yeah. Then he couldn't hold on to the ball, and yeah. Then he got hurt.
Yep.
So we'll do the offensive line next week in our free agent preview. Hopefully we'll get another name knocked off that list by then anyway for the offensive line. I'm hoping there's one name I'm really, really hoping we resign, but we'll save that for next week. But that'll do it for us this week. Almost without Steve. I
Like
really
90% list, Steve.
That's still a good mark.
90's a great mark, yes.
That puts us pretty high on the Players Association, the Podcast Players Association report card.
Hey, still better than Amar Doman.
We will take it. We'll see you next week, Greg. Piffles Podcast brought to you by our great friends at Dairy Queen on Elphinstone Street and Sass Drive in Regina. Special thanks, of course, to Kathy Festian of Royal LePage Next Level, Churchill Brewing Company, District 306 Regina's Tactical Laser Tech Experience, Bigfoot Vodka, and Creasy's Premium Home Leisure Jacuzzi Spas for their support, making everything happen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the live stream, watching on YouTube or SAS Telemax TV on demand. We appreciate it. This is Ghost Behind Your Mind by Tyler Gilbert.
The ghost behind your mind are waiting for you. I won't pretend to be blind like I have for so long. The ghost behind your mind are waiting for you.
Thank you for being such a big supporter and fan of the CFL and myself personally.